Hello, everybody. So, have you all heard about the Danny Masterson case? He was one of the actors on that '70s show, accused of 3 rapes, but convicted of 2 of them. And there's some very interesting little tidbits here that I want to bring up to people. One of them involves kind of indirectly Michael Jackson, but that's why I'm making the video. Well, there's lots of reasons to make this video, but that's like the one that really got me to make it. About Michael's old lawyer, Tom Mesereau. This entire thing is kind of like a double-edged sword, where nobody's gonna really talk about what I'm talking about. That's usually my go-to. We're talking about things that most people don't bring up, and it's a combination of the people who don't know about Danny Masterson, the people who don't care about Tom Mesereau, and a little space in between there. All right, let's just get right down to it. So, the first thing I want to bring up are the letters. Now, fucking after Danny was found guilty, after Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, who were also actors on that '70s show, wrote a letter basically defending him, effectively defending him, and this is after he was found guilty. This letter here is Mila Kunis's, and this one down here is Ashton Kutcher's. The letters, I'm not going to read them straight up. You can pause and read if you want. But the basic summary of both is effectively, he's a good guy. He was always on time and had a good heart and always seemed like a good person. He was a good friend. Just a whole bunch of, like, dumb excuses, effectively. And people were very angry about these 2 letters and gave Mila and Ashton some major backlash for not condemning their good buddy and rapist, Danny Masterson. So, after they wrote these letters and got backlash because they did not condemn him at all, in fact just made excuses like, oh, there's nothing wrong with him, he's got some problems, but what's the big deal? Read it. That's basically what they said. I'm just summarizing for you. Anyway, then they released this apology video, and in typical Matt's FTR fashion, we're going to break it down. Let's go.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
Okay, but you're aware, but do you care? That's the first thing. Because you're going to see throughout this little 1-minute apology, by the way, 1 minute, that they don't actually apologize, and both of them have a lot of trouble keeping eye contact with the camera. Anyway.
We support victims. We have done this historically through...
Do you, though? I mean, here's the interesting thing, and what gets a lot of people is that Ashton Kutcher, in particular, is known for supporting victims and sex traffic victims and all kinds of shit that goes on in Hollywood. Ashton has actively spoken out against it. In fact, he has a foundation based on helping victims and going against the Hollywood elitist pedophilia ring, because that's what it is. So it's like, why did you defend your friend? Now, any sane person knows that these 2 were both forced to write those letters. 100%. Sorry, actually, when I was talking about the letters, I forgot to pinpoint one really important thing. Both letters were written by the same person. Either they were both written by Ashton, both written by Mila, or both written by the Church of Scientology, but still written by the same person. Ashton did not write his letter, Mila did not write her letter, and I can tell you this for 100%, because again, read them if you want, but you will see excruciatingly similar writing styles in both letters, and similar wording in both letters, as well as almost verbatim saying the same things about Danny. There is absolutely no way that those 2 letters were written by 2 different people. Not going to happen. And we have a lot of reason for believing that the Church of Scientology themselves is behind it. Everybody found it weird that Ashton would write a letter like that, even though I don't think he did, despite him having a history of defending victims and trying to expose Hollywood. But after the letters, Ashton stepped down as the chairman of Thorn, his anti-child sex abuse organization that he co-founded. So, okay, I'll just rip the fucking Band-Aid off right now. Simply put, Danny Masterson is a part of the Church of Scientology. Tom Mesereau is a scumbag, but I'll talk about him more later, but he's a scumbag because he even leaked information about Danny's victims to the Church of Scientology. It's fucking obvious that the Church of Scientology was behind getting leaked information about the victims, was behind writing the fucking letters, and is probably even also the reason why Ashton stepped down from his organization out of shame. So all these things come together to show you that the Church of Scientology was behind all of this shit. Or at least, like, the after effects, as a way to, like, hide it, sweep it under the rug, make excuses, etc. Regardless, though, okay, I know this video's all over the place, my thoughts are not proper in this video, but you get the point. Church of Scientology, totally behind this shit. I believe that they are the ones who wrote both the letters, and it also matches the stuff with Tom Mesereau, all that shit. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue with the video, though.
Support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so.
And yesterday he stepped down as the chairman. But okay.
In the future.
In the future, okay. Where's the apology?
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to.
Oh, well, did they? Did his family reach out to you, or was it the Church of Scientology? Because I'm not buying that Ashton fucking Kutcher, a guy who founded that organization, has gone against Hollywood multiple times, would suddenly go, yeah, he's a great guy. Like,
to represent the person that we knew for 25 years. So
great that you knew for 25 years, but you wrote them after he was found guilty.
So that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
But it was after.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system.
They kind of were, though, because in the letter you are basically defending him from his allegations, which is, in a sense, questioning the legitimacy of the victims.
Or
it's raising doubt.
the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read.
They were intended for the judge to read. A little bit of a slip up there, Ashton. You basically just now admitted that they were not for the public. So you knew that they were bad, right? Because if they're not bad, why can't the public know about them? Let's go back.
Validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read. And not to undermine the testimony of the victims or reach homicides them.
Even though they literally did.
In any way. We would never want to do that. And we're sorry if that has taken place.
So, you're sorry... So, let me get this right. You're sorry that the letters got out, and you're sorry that the letters delegitimized the victims, but you're not sorry about the actual content of the letter. You're not sorry for defending your friend who's a rapist. You're not sorry about that. Okay.
Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim.
Can we just go back to Mila's face there for a second? Watch Mila's head, her eyes.
Goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim.
Every single person who's ever been a... Fuck off, Mila. Like, Jesus Christ, shut up, Meg.
Sorry if that has taken place.
Our heart goes out to every single person
Open your fucking eyes and look at the camera.
who's ever been a victim
Unless the Church of Scientology threatens me.
of sexual assault, sexual abuse, or rape.
Shut up, Meg. What a bad apology. Holy hell. Anyway, the last thing I want to bring up about this, I gotta go back, because I know some of you are like, whoa, what did you say earlier, Matt? Here's the worst part. Danny, now the key word is was. This is up until June, so not anymore. But Danny's lawyer was Tom fucking Mesereau. The same guy who got Michael Jackson off 14 counts of child molestation in 2005. Now, I know what you're all saying, Matt, he's a lawyer, duh, it's his fucking job, duh. It's not that simple. I understand lawyers. I understand that they will take difficult cases and even sometimes ones that are clearly fucking guilty. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the lawyer's a horrible person. Well, they usually are. But I know people are going to say, Tom is the one lawyer who's a good person because of Michael Jackson. But let me just throw a couple things out to you. It's really weird. Because you know what Tom Mesereau did, as I said earlier? He leaked private information about the victims to the Church of Scientology. Why? How does that help the case? As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't help the case. It's just a scumbag behavior to delegitimize the victims. That's all it is. It is literally the same shit that MJ fans claim Sneddon did. It's the exact same fucking thing. So, that's one of the reasons why the Church of Scientology has such a huge factor in this. Because they do. So, the Church of Scientology definitely threatened Mila and Ashton. The Church of Scientology helped with Tom Mesereau to delegitimize the fucking victims, 100%. And, with their connection to Danny Masterson, it makes fucking sense. I will say that Tom Mesereau's actions really make Michael Jackson look bad. Just saying. And also, if you're wondering what the update is, Tom Mesereau was sanctioned for doing that and is no longer Danny's lawyer. Well, not no longer, but after June, he was no longer his lawyer. Okay, so that's the information I wanted to throw out there. And yeah, what do you all think?